Whenever you guys get ready.
Okay, this is Gerald Brents. I'm here with Coach Johnny Ringo, playing on East Panthers. Coach, coming off a week off. I'm sure you enjoyed all that. How did all that go? How'd the week
Went
off?
well. We had some guys banged up that we've, gave some time to rest up a little bit and practiced 3 days last week. And Monday and Friday were more relaxed, I guess, just lifting a little bit of film and then, of course, gave them the weekend off. Normally we come in on Saturdays and we have treatment at 9 and we lift and run at 9:45 and start watching tape at 10:30. So it's good in the respect that they got some rest, but it also, flip side of that, sometimes they're used to a routine and then you change that routine on them and it takes a while, like this week now, to get back in the swing of things with our morning lifts and the meetings that we do. And so that part's been good, but we still have some guys a little banged up, but yet it was a good week for us. Came at a good time, and it's always good to go into the off week after winning.
When you come in that second week, though, after the off week, it seems like it's forever since you played a game,
Right.
I'll bet, though. And, they kind of got to get everybody back into that game speed type thing.
Really do, and that's we've been in shells, Coach, quite a bit just because of the heat, and now with it breaking on us a little bit and getting better, we've gone back to our normal routine, which is full pads Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll be in shells on Wednesday. And so yesterday we were in full pads, but I think it was the first Monday we'd been in full pads, and so it took us a 5-10 minute segment there to get rocking and rolling. But once we got their attention, they picked it up a little bit for us.
Of course, you had a very good non-district season, 2-1. You lost a tough game in overtime to Arlington, but you were right there, and again, it had a lot of positives and negatives, but just playing an overtime game is a big deal whether you win or lose. But
Right.
Now here it is, 8-5A, toughest district in the state, right off the bat. Flower Mound Marcus Marauders and coming to Kimbrough Stadium Friday night. And tell us about Flower Mound Marcus.
Well, they're 3-0 currently. They've done a lot of good things just like we have. Maybe haven't played. I think the record of their last two opponents is 0-6. And I don't think Grapevines has a win yet, and Lamar, and people can look at our schedule the same way with some of the teams that we've played. And that's not to take anything away from those programs, those coaches. They do a great job, and yet their wins, Marcus's wins were pretty resounding, as were our last two, and so we feel like they've got a really good football team, Coach. Again, they're run the ball. They're going to pound the ball. Play great defense. I think the strength of their defense this year is their front seven. They've got a great D-line. They look like they clone them over there. They're all 6'2", 6'4", and 220 to 240 can run. Linebackers returning 55, Joe Sykes, a really good player. And then in the secondary, they've had an injury at one of the safety positions, but the young man that stepped in has done a great job. And then, of course, Deion Sanders Jr. is at one of the corners, and Jeff Smiley is a kid who moved in from Coppell. Was going to be the starting running back there. He's the other corner. And they don't come over and play a little offense. Both those guys will. And so they do a good job defensively. I think they've been holding teams to under 270 yards a game. Point-wise, done a great job. And then offensively, they're you know what they're going to do, and I think Coach Irwin's always said, everybody knows what our 5 or 6 plays are. They just think they know them better, and so that's the whole key. I mean, you can scout folks, and they've got 5 or 6 different personnel packages, and then when they have that package in the game, they're specific to what they'll run offensively. But again, it's all about execution. Us executing and them doing the same, and who's going to be better in that regard.
It's funny, Marcus has kind of come full circle because they led the way,
Right.
in the run and shoot and the open offense, and
Right.
of course had 2 state championship appearances, one at once. But now they're going all the way back around. They're kind of an old school type of team on offense, aren't they?
They really are, and I think they pride themselves on being physical, as do we, and as do I think every team in 8-5A. But they really kind of hang their hat on that and really feel like that's what they're going to win ball games with. And you can see it in the way they run the ball, the way they get after you, O-line and D-line. And then they this year with the quarterback, his son is the quarterback, Coach Irwin's son, Cole, and he's a good operator. For a sophomore, he's very poised and really does a good job throwing the football. So they've got a little receiver, or not little receiver, number 88, Cole Apfel, I think is his name, or Cody, and he's the guy that primarily get the ball to, and they'll lull you to sleep obviously with the play action. They're going to run the ball, and then they'll sneak him in behind safeties, and if you're not paying attention to your keys, just like the Giants, I guess, against the Cowboys the other day, you can have something like that happen. And so Run the ball, yes, but then they've been pretty effective throwing the ball also, and because he's got a pretty good completion percentage. So I think they're pretty balanced offensively, and the key for us would be obviously a team like that that's going to run the ball and try to take time off the clock, shorten the game, so to speak. Then you can't allow them to get out in front. If you do that, then you play right into their hands from a game plan standpoint. And so we've got to match score for score or get ahead from the standpoint of that we're outscoring them, so that now we put them into a scenario that they're not really comfortable with, throwing the ball every down, so to speak.
Of course, it'll be a great environment. The Keller game at Kimbrough Stadium, and just a tremendous environment for football. Marcus travels really well.
Mm-hmm.
They'll bring in a big crowd. Of course, Plano East will have a big crowd, so it'll be quite a deal.
It will be. It's our homecoming. I think we're going to honor the first team at Plano East. Got about 8 guys back off the 1982 team, and so 30 years or now, I guess, is what it is, and or 81 team, I guess. So anyways, 30 years, and have about 8 guys there, and it's a senior night for our band as well. So should have a great crowd, a lot of people back, and a very exciting time. And the distractions of it, sometimes you try to, when it's homecoming like it is this week, you talk to the kids about the focus being Thursday night for our JV and Friday night for our varsity. That that's our responsibility, is to do a good job on those 2 nights, because it is homecoming, but everybody's coming back for that reason to watch us on Friday night. All those other groups represented, our band, our Golden Girls, our cheer, our East Guard, they all do an awesome job, and you get all those folks together. That's great. The dance is Saturday night, but we've got to take care of our job Friday night to make a homecoming week a special week for us.
All right, so the Flower Mound Marcus Marauders at the Plano East Panthers. That game's going to be at Kimbrough Stadium, 7:30 kickoff Friday night. Coach, good luck, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.